If you're looking for a multi-directional condenser microphone with 4 polar patterns, this just might be for you. Let's get into it. Welcome back. My name is Creator, and this is We Shoot Films, where I teach about content creation, Unreal Engine, filmmaking, and also do product reviews that help support all of those topics. So if you're into that, make sure to subscribe today. Now, XTuga sent me their X4 multi-directional condenser microphone with 4 polar patterns, and this thing just does a whole bunch of everything. So we're just going to review it. They sent it to me. All my thoughts are my own, and it actually sounds pretty good. You know what I'm saying? If you're in this type of situation, this just might be the perfect microphone for you. But let's get into some of the specs. So what we got here is the XTuga X4 multi-directional condenser microphone with 4 polar patterns. Now, this is not an XLR, this is a USB-C connection. So the 4 polar patterns are stereo, cardioid, omnidirectional, and bidirectional. So you got enough pickup patterns to help you in whatever situation you're in. Now it has a separate volume and headphone control. And under the pickup pattern, you have the mute and unmute button. Now the 3.5mm headphone output lets you do some great low latency monitoring. It's definitely plug and play with no kind of issues. Now what is it made of? This is pretty much constructive of all metal except a few pieces. It feels high quality, but I would have to say the knobs themselves are a bit on the plastic side, so be careful with that. But other than that, everything else on it, even from the base, all of this stuff right here is all metal constructive. Now on the bottom of it, that's where your connections are. So that's where you'll find your USB-C connection, your headphone output, your auxiliary output, and also the 3/8 adapter that'll let you connect it so you can put it on a boom arm, which I will show you later. Other than that, it's what it is. A great sounding condenser microphone, and that does though a lot of different things, and that's what makes it different. You know, because it can change polar patterns, depending on your situation, this thing can come in real handy. This thing comes in this right here. This is crazy. This is what it comes in. This is pretty dope. I can't front on it. It looks great. You know, you open it up and you have everything you need in there. It's good and cushioned. You got your, your manual, and they give you 2 nylon USB-C to USB-C to USB-C to USB-A connections. I mean, they give you everything you need. It's a great, I mean, I love this thing. It's like I said, it's a little girly for me as a man, but I still appreciate it very much because it keeps it safe. And thank you for thinking of us to at least give us a case. So many companies don't do that, so I appreciate that. So let's go through the polar patterns and let me explain what they're used for. First, we'll have stereo. So now I got this in stereo mode, and stereo mode obviously is what it sounds like. It's gonna catch more on your left and on your right side. So as I speak, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. You should hear the difference of it being more directional on left or on the right side. That's stereo mode, which is great for having this record a choir, pianos, guitars, audiences, anything that you want to create a full stereo mix of. This can definitely do it. Now let me place it on omnidirectional. Now I got it on omnidirectional. So an omnidirectional is basically taking all the sound from all over it. All around it is affecting it, and you're going to grab everything from everywhere, whether I'm over here, in the back. It's just taking it all around. And that would be an omnidirectional, which is more like a lapel microphone or even the wireless microphones. Those are what you call omnidirectional. So now this is cardioid, which is going to be your most used, polar pattern in this kind of scenario. This is pretty much what you want. So yeah, this is cardioid. So this is bidirectional. And by saying bidirectional, what it means is if somebody's on the other side of this, they should be able to speak equally. We should be able to hear from them from this side and this side. So that's what this sounds like. Obviously, I'm not over there. I'm only one person, but that's what bidirectional does. We should be able to speak like this. So in that situation, in a podcast situation where you have somebody that's relatively close like this, filming from a side view, this should work just fine. And now we're back to cardioid, which is really what you want most of the time. Now, it also claims to have a built-in noise reduction built in the chips inside of it, so it kind of makes sure it regulates it so it doesn't distort. That's pretty cool. I do like the one-click mute right here. You know, once you click it, and now you can hear me. So are there any cons for this? I would say yes. The con I have is not actually the actual microphone. Everything else is great. I just don't like that it's built so strong, but then when it came down to the knobs, they're a bit weak and plasticky, you know what I mean? So I wish they would have just spent a little more time on the knobs, making them feel better and just, you know, but it's cool, you know what I mean? I mean, it still sounds good. It does the job, but the knobs are a bit flimsy for me. But it's still a great unit. Now, my next con would be the 3/8 adapter on the bottom. In order for you to put it onto a boom arm, you just got to make sure when you connect it to the boom arm that you don't block the USB-C cable, because they're very close together. So you got to make sure it doesn't block it. Okay, so that's about it. But I'm going to show you how I'm going to connect it in a few minutes pretty soon. What are the pros for this? The pros are great. I mean, it's a great sounding microphone. If you're doing stuff like this and you just want to talk with people and you don't want to put on a boom arm, some people like this type of vibe. This sounds good. It looks good. I would say it's great to be about 5 feet, 5 inches away, and that's where it's going to sound its best. It's not meant to be a proximity microphone. It's not meant to be real close to you, because you're going to get the plosives are going to be terrible. But about 5 to 6 inches away is the sweet spot for this microphone. I would say it's not meant for podcasters that are doing more than one person. You might get away with 2 people if they're on both sides in the bidirectional mode. But I would say if you're a single podcaster and just doing stuff like what I'm doing and talking to people, this is great. It's amazing. If you're by yourself, I think that's where it shines. But most microphones shine in that way because condenser microphones aren't usually meant for more than one person because they capture more of the room. This is great, especially for me. I mean, I love it, you know, and then pass this through the DaVinci Resolve noise isolation. It's like beautiful, beautiful. Let me place this on the boom arm so then you can see what I did, okay? So let's go do that right now real quick. So there you go. I got it hooked up to the boom arm now. This is what it sounds like. And they do have the 3/8 on the bottom, like I said, but it's a little too snug to the USB-C. I'm sure there's a way to figure it out. I just didn't spend the time on it. So I just stuck it to the side there and it seems to be fine. As you see in the back, that's where the polar patterns are. I wish the polar patterns were somewhere else, like more in the front somewhere, maybe a smaller dial or something. But, you know, other than that, it's cool, man. This is what it sounds like. This is what it looks like. So hopefully this helped you out. If you're looking for something like this that got 4 polar patterns, a great sound that can be used for different scenarios, it's not just a regular old microphone. This thing really can adapt to whatever scenario that you're going to give it, you know. So it's pretty, it's definitely different. Not the usual microphone that you usually see. So if you're interested in purchasing this, I'll have the link in the description below, and I appreciate if you use it. It helps me out a little bit, no extra cost to you. And other than that, I mean, that's it. Hopefully you're looking for something like this. XTuga, thank you again for sending this out to me. Appreciate y'all. Looking forward to doing more reviews for y'all. And that's about it, y'all. So remember to subscribe, hit the bell on the side so you get notified on time. And like I always say, it is what it is. I'm out, y'all.